Hey, what's happening, guys? I thought I'd record a little message since I posted uh, some of my trades yesterday, and I posted a little lotto, not hero or zero kind of play, but all right, I thought I'd give you guys at least what we're looking at. Who knows if it's going to work out? We'll see. But what I do know, heading into end of week right now, is that well, we had an expectation that if we did not reject in the first hour of trading today from that 5425 SPX, essentially once we got over 5400, uh, it was the higher probability path that we ended up where we ended up today. But sustaining that move this morning uh, created, the upside we saw and a brief window, almost maybe even just intraday of supportive flows. Now we're around 5,500. You might think that's a magnet, but it's actually the exact opposite of a magnet. It is repelling price action. We should expect, if it's repelling, we're moving into it, it should repel us back down. But the caveat being the unquantifiable risk of something good happening. Maybe Trump takes a really cute selfie with the chairman. They make up, they hold hands. That's going to add liquidity to the market. No, I mean, if we got a sharp move above 5,500, it would put the dealers in a position where they'd have to buy a lot. But currently, I don't trade based on an expectation of news that hasn't occurred yet. I trade as close as I can to where I know I'm wrong, and where I have the best deals, which in this situation is for a downside move from this 5,500 area. When I said I came into today's short, I shorted basically by the highs yesterday. So, one of my plays is down 4 cents. The other one's down. The other one's a higher delta. It's down about 80 cents. But yeah, I was happy to get this move. I love that I got a chance to add here, even if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, so be it. I'm going to get instantaneous feedback with risk. We had a clear plan for approaching risk overnight. In this situation, we still haven't really made any conclusion that I feel is that checks the right boxes. We can confirm this being the actual low at 4,800 later on, but typically we see some certain boxes checked, and those boxes have not been checked. For the most part, I don't really. I trade where there's a good deal, but I don't believe we have the low either. I think there's good deals on certain areas of the option chain for certain dates below those lows for a reason. What we think is a good deal is just we're essentially pricing options ourselves based on the dealer paradigm and distribution we see against what the market is currently pricing things at and ascertaining if the deal is good. I don't really have a bias. I don't care where the market goes. I just want to take good deals over a long period of time. Right now, the best deal is not probably just being, betting on downside, because there is a real risk that we get above 5,500. It's not my lean. It's not the higher probability path, but there's some cheap ways. It's not as cheap, but there's ways to spread the risk and bet on both sides, and like more of a pure volatility kind of strategy, or a staggered strangle straddle where you're taking into account where and when these moves can occur. That's kind of what we do, the value add. But I'll be fully transparent. We're still figuring out and confirming which path. We have a lean, but we won't have the timing until we confirm one path or the other. But we're just trading good deals as close to a very clear line in the sand as we can. I did take those NVIDIA I took something else that is a similar trade to that with more time, higher delta. That's an actual system trade compared to me burning money on out of the money lottos. But I do like Nvidia. It's if you're trading that though, you're not trading it for 100%. You're looking for 500%, 1,000, or you're not. You shouldn't be taking that risk. Otherwise, if you're going to take one DTE risk out of the money, you're not trading it to make 20%. You're trading it to make a couple 100%. Or there's probably a better way to express that thesis. You'll notice Soxel. There's a couple names I trade a lot. Soxel being one of them. 12 got above 12, peaked above. It's going to be really unsustainable above 12 in the end of week. With the caveat being, if we get above 12, 12 and a half, it's going to squeeze. It's just like the market. If we get above 5,500 on a sharp move, it's going to squeeze. We're not going to bet on the outlier occurring ever. But it always can. Anyway, guys, haven't given an update in a while. We are in a larger, it's like a Russian teacup dollar. There's a move within a move within a move. On a very big, like the largest part of that teacup dollar, I'm bullish. Am I in any longs really? Not at all. The smaller fractal, let's go one teacup smaller. I'm bearish until, new lows ideally, but not a conditional. And in the very near term, we could definitely see a move towards, if we were to hurdle 5,500 and sustain above this read I'm mentioning about the repelling 5,500 strike. It's in the end of week and Monday next week. It doesn't really have the same effect after Monday. So we could definitely just have some brief pullback, and this could be a more complex intervening rally that ends at 5,700 to 6,000, and still be a short and still come back down and make new lows. Ideally, we get this out of the way and we just get new lows, but market doesn't like to make things easy. Everything is going to, market's going to hurt the max amount of participants at all times. It's going to be max pain. I'm just going to trade what's in front of me at all times and focus on the good deals. So we're either going to have that intervening rally and either confirm that the lows are in through, there's certain things I look for. I'm not going to exactly mention them, but you can never 100% of the confirm anything, but there's certain characteristics that have not been met at all, to be honest. We're either going to confirm the low is in I'm okay with that. I want to be late to this party. I don't want to be early on the upside, because the party's going to go on. The party's going to be a fucking epic party. You don't have to be early. You don't have to be early whatsoever. You want to be just in for the meat on the bone in the middle. And I'm more interested, and I'm really not interested in the short either, as much as that long loading up from a new low where we find out the Fed's tools aren't enough that they're using right now on the repo overnight. They got to come in with a bazooka on rate cuts. I'm not really going long until they say the magic words. Not to the degree that I will be, at least. I might trade some of those smaller teacup fractal moves. I would trade above 5,500 for the upside, but I wouldn't be holding for like a 6-month time frame. In any case, it's probably a long-winded way to explain our read, but just giving an update. Haven't done one in a while. I would be keeping an eye on precious metals into mid-May, end of May, maybe even right now is the spot. It's a super cycle, in my opinion, and you might get a breather, but take that as an opportunity to load up, not the end of something that's just beginning. Finite resources matter a lot in inflationary cycles. That'll make more sense in about a year or two. If there's a long that makes the most sense or has the highest propensity to move beyond expected, it's going to be in the market's favorite Ponzi, our favorite Ponzi. It's going to be in Bitcoin, the best Ponzi on the market. There's some competitive Ponzis with Bitcoin, but probably the overall market's a fucking Ponzi now. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's not, nothing's based on anything besides the liquidity circus of injections and the fake made up prices we assign to them from bidding on them. It's all smoke and mirrors. But Bitcoin is a favorite Ponzi of mine, and I would definitely be looking in that direction if I was getting long anything. It has the highest propensity to move beyond expected on a lot of these option chains. Bitcoin options are coming out. They're making an index. Stay tuned. That's going to be fucking epic. I can't wait for that. They're making like SPX options for Bitcoin. What could go wrong? All right. Thanks for listening to my long-winded explanation of the update we have on markets. Essentially saying it could go either way, but I do think it's going to go down, but it could go up before it goes down. And just keep your heads on a swivel into 4:30 on Monday. You got a nice repelling strike at this 5,500. Don't get fooled by the Gamma Boys. It is not a magnet. All right, guys. Talk soon. Best of luck out there.